Hey, Stefan. I was just live like about 2 or 3 minutes ago, and the live got stuck. It was just moving. It was the timer was going, but the image was stuck. And I've been thinking about you. I'm glad I started not to go live, where I start to wait like a few more minutes. But I'm glad to see you. How you doing? I hope everything is okay. I hadn't seen you in a while. I hadn't seen you. Well, Loca hadn't been going live as much. She's been uploading videos, but I haven't seen you. I don't think the last live of hers that I caught, I didn't see you, unless you were in there when before I got there or after I left. And I haven't seen you over here. You're doing fine? Okay. Good to hear. See, that brings me, that brings me some happiness, because I was wondering. I was hoping you and baby girl were doing good. I don't blame you. It's like there are several people who they don't do it as much. Like, usually I come on the weekends, but I didn't even come on this past weekend, Saturday or Sunday, and I think the weekend before that I didn't come on. I just been watching sports. Just watching sports or watching other things, or if I did do, like on the weekend, I didn't even go live, but as far as like watching, I don't blame you. I haven't really been watching because I've been seeing some crazy stuff. Like, a lot of the crazy stuff is like the same old crazy stuff. It's the same old crazy stuff. And then it's like you unsubscribe to certain things or certain channels, and it takes them a while to get it, to stop suggesting it to you and stuff like that. But if you just, the thing to help with that is once you unsubscribe, just, turn off those notifications when they keep coming through, or, don't go. Because a lot of times people say, I keep getting the notifications, that's why I keep seeing it. Well, if you stop going though and start going to other areas, you'll stop seeing the notifications, because they won't recommend it to you anymore, because you're not hanging out in there. See, even if you're just watching this stuff, even if you unsubscribe, and a lot of times people get on here trying to tell people how to not see stuff, and those are the main people that you see still seeing stuff, still watching the stuff, still commenting and talking about the stuff. And it's like, it's not rocket science. People know how to stop. You just give it a break, stay off a while. And if you just stay off, when you get back on, it's probably going to recommend those same things. But what we have to do is go to other types of content. You got to go to other types of content. So even if you unsubscribe, if you block, if you continue to go into those same areas, they're going to continue to recommend them to you. And they're going to continue to come across your feed. Yes, I get real life stressful things. No need to have negative energy from YouTube. Exactly. It's so much there are so many other things you can be doing to prevent that, to alleviate that. And then sometimes it means taking a break. Sometimes it means taking a break and coming back. But the thing about YouTube is it can be so fun. Like, it can be so fun. It doesn't have to, all of that negative stuff is going to happen. And even when you're trying to be your most positive, you're going to have wolves in sheep's clothing come around that try to control you, run you, or just say something to you. And then when you give a response back, then they get mad. Like, leave people alone. And it doesn't take, a child knows not to go around somebody that makes them feel uncomfortable. They may not be able to control who comes around them, but I can bet you, if you have a cousin, an aunt, an uncle, or any family member who has made your child, that child can be younger than 5 years old. If they made that child feel uncomfortable, guess what? At the family get-togethers, at the picnics or whatever, the weddings or whatever, that child's not going to want to be around that adult, because that's going to be, they feel the negative energy. You know, even if they really haven't done anything to the child, if a child feels the negative energy, they're not going to want to hang around that adult. And as soon as that adult comes around, that child moves. So it's so funny how adults claim that they don't want to be around certain things, but they continue to not only go into those places, but partake in the activities. There are places I go where it's like drama and it's a mess, but I go in because I like the content creator. I say hello. I say hello to many in their chat that I do click with, and then I move on. And I go watch other content that's totally different. So there are ways to make sure that your what's recommended to you are the things that you like. And what's so funny is I happen to see somebody that I was subscribed to. I've been subscribed to this guy like over a year. And tell me why when I saw his video today, it had unsubscribed me. And I'm like, this is positive content. I enjoy his channel. And at first I was going over there looking, but he hadn't put out anything new. So I figured he was taking a break. But I go over there today I didn't even go over there. It just happened to come down my feed. And it's like, they unsubscribed me. Like, why don't you unsubscribe me from some of this other stuff? Hey, Shawanda. How you doing, Shawanda? Welcome into the chat. Welcome into the chat. How you doing? Happy Monday to you. Happy marvelous Monday. Money making Monday. Making moves Monday. Magnificent Monday. Some people say messy Monday. For some people, every day they messy. Some people messy every day. But I'm so glad. I was telling Stefan I was glad to see him back because I had been missing him. And I was hoping that he was just taking a break. Because sometimes we have to take a break. And, you know, taking a break means truly taking a break. You know, and it doesn't always, you know, necessarily mean that you have to get off the app. But it means unsubscribing to certain content, subscribing to other content, visiting that content more. It can mean that. So it can mean just getting off the app completely for a minute, or it can mean just subscribing to totally different stuff than what you've been watching. Stefan says, hey, Shawanda. And then hopefully if you start to look at some other things, it'll continue to start, it'll start to push those things to your suggestions. It'll start pushing those things to you as far as your suggestions, what they suggest for you. Because I'm like Stefan, sometimes, you know, and you could be, look, I don't care who you watch. Your intentions are there to be positive. Whatever your intentions are for your channel, make sure you keep those intentions for your channel. If you're not a content creator and you're a subscriber, if your intentions are to follow positive content, do that. But like I said, we're all humans, so we like different genres. We like different niches. Sometimes we might want to look at something that's dramatic. So what I do is I only look at the people who I like that have the drama. And everybody else, I just unsubscribe, and when they recommend it, I say no. I say no. Those Nigerian movies. Stefan says he's been watching sports and Nigerian movies. Stefan, I've been watching sports and I've been watching scary movies. I love the old school scary movies. So I've been on here. And I went live maybe Monday through Friday. Like I said, I took the weekend off. So I've been watching sports. And I've been watching like scary movies. And other movies, like I started that series, Interview with the Vampire. So I just watched, I think there's one full season and maybe they're on the second season or something like that. So I didn't think I would like that, but I started watching that, and it was, it was cool. I kind of liked that. Hey, Arisby. Arisby said, "Hey, Lions. Hey, Arisby, how you doing?" It's saying still live. I told her I'd be back. I was gonna leave and then come back because I know she was tired from work, and she had been on for a few days. But I told her I was gonna come back. She might be off because she said she wasn't gonna stay on that long. But yeah, Stefan, I'm glad you're in here. I'm glad to see you. I'm so happy you dropped down in the chat because I was getting concerned. I was concerned about you, and your family. So I'm glad that you are all right. I'm glad you're all right. And I totally understand taking a break. I totally understand taking a break. Because we need a break from these apps sometimes, Sometimes you can get so caught up in like what's going on that you find yourself constantly watching, and there's so many other things you can do during the day. Like, it's the holiday season. It's starting to be the holiday season. I know everybody doesn't celebrate Halloween, but it's still, it's getting to be that time of the year. Y'all, this sand is slippery. Yes, she's still. Okay. She is Stefan. Okay. Yeah, because I said I was going to come and do maybe 30 to 45 minutes. And I knew she'd probably still be live. Because I got to get this evening part of my exercise routine in. I got to get the evening part in. Yep, so we got to move. Y'all remember, keep moving. You got to move. Move those joints. Make sure that you do what before any exercise that you start? You want to stretch. You want to warm up. Okay? You want to do your workout. You want to cool down, and you want to stretch again. Right? What do I say? It's like a meal for me. My warm up is my appetizer. My workout is my entree. And my cool down is my dessert. Right? So I did that this morning. I'm on here this evening doing what? Our walk and talk. We're doing our walk and talk. Over here in Lions Pride. You got to move. We do this every evening. About 2 years ago, I would rotate. But, I'll say a little over a year ago. But for the past year or so, we've been in the evening. We've been just moving in the evening times, right? We keep it moving in the evenings. Because one, it just feels better a lot of times in the evening, especially during the spring and summer. It feels better. And in the fall, it feels better often in the evenings too. Now, the past few days, last week, it felt good all day. My daughter won today volleyball game. Oh, okay, congratulations. So I'm sure she's still enjoying that volleyball. Look, keep her in it, Stefan. Keep her in it. In volleyball and any other sport that she likes. We're going to move. You got to work your body. Make sure you don't hurt your body, right? You can use anything to do something different. Anything. You got to switch it up sometimes. Do anything to do different. See, we're out and about. We can use these steps, right? You just got to switch it up sometimes. Sometimes you will plateau, but work your body. Make sure you don't hurt your body, right? Your heart is a muscle. Okay, it wants to be worked, but don't overwork it. It wants to be worked, but do not overwork it. If you can, make sure you walk at least 8,000 to 10,000 steps a day, okay? 8,000 to 10,000 steps a day. Now listen, if you're not used to doing that, don't jump up and try to do that in one day, okay? Don't jump up and try to do that in one day. All right? And honestly, check your resources. Let me see what y'all saying. Yeah, one game left. Okay. Arisby says, how much you walk so far? I like to do at least 1 mile. Ooh, it'd be a lot of them, Arisby. It'd be a lot of them. I stopped counting when I realized I could go Like, when I realized I would go 10 or more, I stopped counting. Yeah, I got it. Girl, that talk text is something else. When I realized I could go 10 or more, I just stopped counting. But yeah, you guys, always contact your primary health care provider before starting, restarting, or stopping an exercise program, plan, or routine, okay? And when I say your primary health care provider, yes, that does mean you're a doctor or your CRNP, your certified registered nurse practitioner, or it can mean your PA, your physician's assistant, but it can also mean your specialty doctors. A lot of people have specialty doctors that they see for special issues. Okay, you want to talk with them as well so that they can all be on one page. Your physical therapist for any past injuries that you may have had, your occupational therapist, okay? All of those people circle around you. And what do I say they form? They form an atom. What are you? You are the nucleus, right? You are the nucleus. That's what I always want you guys to remember. Over here, I like to pride myself on telling you guys the things that help me. And what I tell other people when I train them or I talk to them or teach them. Because see, YT doesn't give us any certifications, licensures, professional education, right? So what do I always give you? Disclaimer, okay? Do not do any of the things that you hear me do or say without first contacting all of those healthcare providers that I know, okay? And if you ever feel uncomfortable or if anything ever hurts you, slow down and or more importantly, stop, okay? Stop, right? Just stop. Stop and modify. By modify, we mean changing it up, right? Your doctor can, most likely when your doctor helps you establish a plan, he's going to tell you if it hurts to do it this way, then do it that way, right? When you do your squats, if you cannot go deep, don't go deep, right? If you cannot go deep, don't go deep. You don't want to hurt your hips. You don't want to hurt your knees, okay? You don't want to hurt yourself by maybe tipping over, right? You might tip over to the front. You might tip backwards. You might lose your balance and go sideways, right? So you don't want to hurt yourself. And look, do not compete with your neighbor, with your workout partner, with your friend, with your sibling, with your cousin, with your coworker. Don't compete with people. Don't do that. When you're exercising, do what feels right for you, all right? Do what works for you. Don't compete with any of those people, okay? Working out isn't about competing. It is about your physical fitness, health, and well-being. Physical, emotional, mental, fitness, health, and well-being, okay? What? Your health and fitness are what? Your wealth. Your wealth. Your health and your fitness are your wealth. All right? Yes, your health, and not only your health, but your mental, emotional, and physical fitness. Because, think about it, you may be healthy physically, but how fit are you? If they told you, come on, let's walk a mile, how would that affect you mentally? Would you be like, hell no? Would you want to say, I got to stop several times? And that's okay if you do. Do what works for you. But just remember, when you're working out, it's about your physical health, but it's also about your mental, emotional health as well, right? Your mental, your emotional, and your spiritual health. Working out is the best time to get that what? Me time. Stuff on. It is the best time to get some me time. It's a good time for you to reflect, right? It's a good time for you to reflect. Think about some things, you know. Think about the things that you cherish. Think about the things that bother you. Think about the things that bother you. Because what do we talk about over here? We use our words over here. We use our words, right? Exercising helps you to eventually relax, okay? It helps you to relax, release, relate to the things that you can, resolve the things that you can, release those things that you don't need. Okay, recapture some things that you may have had that you let go but you need again. Okay, refocus, right? Right? Replenish yourself. Okay, rejuvenate yourself. All right, all right. Refocus, restart, reset, then restart. You got to regroup. You got to do all of that. See, we talk about the R words over here. My knees are not like they used to be. Stefan, get up and do those squats. Do baby squats. Get up and do those baby squats, Stefan. You get up and do those baby squats. Look. I'm standing next to a pole. You can stand next to a pole. Balance yourself. Do those squats and up, okay? Do those squats and come back up. You don't have to dip it down low. You don't have to dip it down low. Just do you some good quality squats. They can be baby squats. Okay, they can be kiddie squats. We can do baby squats. We can do kiddie, Kiddie people, kiddie squats. Or we can do some modified adult squats. Protect those knees. Protect those knees. Stefan says that hurt looking at you too. That hurt looking at me doing it. Stefan, look. If I sit still long enough, I'm gonna be like, oh, wait a minute. Let me regroup. Let me retrain. Let me refocus. Let me get these legs moving. Okay? Okay, because what does the moving do? What does the moving do? It helps your body to create that synovial fluid, right? And even if you have arthritic knees or joints, good movement can still help your body to increase the synovial fluid and to help support those joints. It won't be like when you were 25. And some people when they're 25 aren't like they were at 15. But it won't be like you were at 20, 25. But you can rejuvenate. You can rejuvenate, okay? And look, it may not be for you. Squats may, listen, y'all. If it's something that you're trying to do that's not for you, don't force it. Don't force it. Find something that works for you. Find something that works for you. And anytime when you're listening to me, that's why I don't get into great detail on here, because you never know who's listening to what we're saying. You know, it may be only 2 people in the chat. It may be 3 people in the chat. But most times, at least 100 people or so will see your live, whether it's the actual live or the replay. So you want to be careful with what you're saying, right? And you don't want to go into too much detail because, again, YouTube doesn't license us, okay? They don't certify us, right? And those of us who have been professionally, medically, and clinically trained, guess what? We have to get continuing education every year or 2. Depending on what your thing is, you have to get continuing education every year or 2 because things change. And that's what irritates me so much when I see people who don't have a license, a certification, have the nerve to give a disclaimer. What are you disclaiming? Like, what are you disclaiming? And just to say it works for you, okay, be a motivator. That is key, motivating other people, right? I even motivated people to give a disclaimer. We just gonna put it out there. I even motivated people to give a disclaimer, okay? And it's all good. They won't ever say it, but it's all good. But if you haven't been licensed professionally, medically, or clinically, watch what you put out because you never know who might catch it. You know, messages reach the masses. Listen, remember that. Messages reach the masses. And honestly, it doesn't have to reach the masses in order to impact somebody in the right or wrong way. That's just like when people say, if one person hears this positive message, then their work has been done. That is so true. But it's also true that if one person hears something wrong, right, then the work that you've done may not be so good. Okay? So I don't go into great detail, but I do try to motivate and encourage people to move, to keep moving. And when you move, think consistency and persistence. Move consistently and be persistent about it. Move consistently and be persistent about it. And you can move in a variety of ways. You can walk, which seems to be the big thing, but you can skip. You can jog. Boom, boom, boom. Okay? If you can run. You can play tennis to get that heart rate up and to get you some cardiovascular activity in. You can go swimming. You can mountain climb. You can jump rope. Okay? At intervals, pause and go. Pause and go. Be careful though if you have joint issues with that jumping rope, okay? Be careful if you have jumping issues with that jumping of the rope. All right? All right? You can dance. You can get on your stationary bicycle. You can get on your regular bicycle and go outside and ride around the block a couple of times, okay? Keep those legs moving. Keep those legs moving. You can get on your treadmill. You can get on your walking pad. You can get on your elliptical. There are a variety of cardiovascular exercises and activities that you can do, right? And I'm so, like Rock said, you can walk in place. And I always say that Rock Just Living said that because why? Because that is like the easiest thing you can do. Just stand there. Just stand there. See, I give props where props I do. Rock Just Living came over here and said walk in place. And that's what you can do, just walk in place. If you don't want to go outside and get too hot, if it's too cold, just stand there and walk in place. Or as I always say, walk around the biggest room of your house, make laps. Get you a Fitbit or something and keep up with your steps that you're making. If one room isn't big enough, walk around every room of your house. If you don't want to go too far from home, walk outside the perimeter of your home. Make laps around the perimeter of your home. Because what counts is the exercise. You don't have to be at the gym. You don't have to be in your home gym. No excuse. Come on, Luke. Luke coming in here putting the facts down. Luke said no excuses. No excuses. Exactly, Luke. No excuses. If it's too hot, or if it's too cold, stay right around the perimeter of your home or your apartment complex so that if you just get too hot or too cold, you can go right inside up under your AC or your heat, whichever one that's needed at the time. Okay? Take you some deep breaths in and out as you do what you do. Okay? Right, facts. Use your steps at house. Exactly, Stefan. Exactly. That's why when I'm outside and I go to different parking areas or something, I'm doing something like this. Something like this. You know, something like this. You can use this for stepping ropes. Boom, boom, boom. You can use this for stepping ropes, and it's just a curb. It's just a curb. Use the curb outside of your house. Okay? Be careful. Be careful. Make sure that you don't hurt yourself. Make sure that you're focused. Stay focused. Okay? Practice proper form. Okay? Practice proper form. And you don't have to be like the athlete that you see on TV. The athletes that you see in the Olympics. Or your neighbor who's been doing this for so long that they're just great at it. And they maybe haven't even been doing it that long. Maybe they were an athlete in school, or maybe they worked out before 10 years ago and they stopped. It's been 5-10 years. They decided they're going to get back. They won't even be as good as they were, but they may be a step or two, above or ahead of you. So you might not be able to do what they do. But let me tell you, when you work on it and you focus, you'll be able to improve from whatever level that you're at. You'll be able to improve from whatever fitness level that you are currently at, right? It's all about not becoming perfect. People are of different ages, health issues and health situations going on. What it's about is being the best you can be. Improving, right? It's about improving. It's about being the best you that you can be. It is about increasing your stamina, increasing your endurance. Okay? I love to walk and talk. That's why I named my channel Let's Walk and Talk. But look, the walking is the most important part, right? The walking is the most important part. So if you can walk and talk, that's great. That's a sign of your fitness level. But look, if you don't, sometimes people just don't want to talk. They just love to walk, right? So that's great. That's good. And sometimes people feel like it hurts them to walk and talk. So that's okay. Just walk. Walk at your pace. Your ability, your endurance, your stamina will increase. That dog stuff, I'm not near him today. I'm in a different location. I'm in a different area. I'm sure he's outside probably. Look, he's probably looking for me. He's probably looking for me. Yep, he's probably looking for me. He is probably looking for me. Because I miss him. I miss him. I'm not going to even lie to you. I miss that little dog. When I don't go that way, I miss him. He is something else. So I hope you guys have had a wonderful start to your week. A magnificent Monday. A marvelous Monday. A money-making Monday. A making positive moves kind of Monday. Monday full of good vibes, okay? Monday filled with and full of good vibes, okay? And listen, what do I always say? Don't let bother people bother you, all right? Don't let these bother people bother you, okay? Because for some people, that is the goal. They will fool you. Some of them will fool you, all right? But pay attention to your discernment. Pay attention to your discernment. Follow your intuition. And sometimes we don't because we want to give, people a chance, or we want to open up a little bit. And sometimes it ends up being all good. But sometimes it ends up being like, man, what? Get the hell out of here. I should have followed my first mind. I should have followed my intuition. I used discernment and something told me no, but I wanted to open up and I just should have used my discernment and did that. Oh, thank you, Stefan, bro. I appreciate you for that. Super chat, keep it up. Thank you, bro. I appreciate you. If you come across this live while I'm still on or catch the replay, thank you for catching any part of it that you did. And notice how much appreciation my bro Stefan has showed me. He is so supportive. So supportive. And I'm glad to have him. I'm glad to have him. So we may be boring over here because we just walk and we talk. But I'm glad to have people like Stefan. Like Stefan said, sometimes you just get tired of the same old, and tired of the negativity. And, like I say, we're not hypocrites. We like a little drama. We like a little drama. But sometimes the drama gets to be a bit much when it crosses lines or when it's so repetitive. It gets to be a bit much when it crosses lines or when it becomes so repetitive. So, find yourself some other avenues of release. You want to release, relax, relate to the things that you can. Remember, the things that you no longer relate to, let them go. Find some things that you used to relate to and you just don't do anymore. Some good things, start back, doing those things. Right? When enough is enough for you. And don't let anybody guide you or tell you, especially when you're on a positive direction, you're on the street of positivity, the road and avenue of positivity. Sometimes you just got to do what's good for you. Like I said, we're not hypocrites over here. Me and Stefan, we like to hear a good telling off. We like to hear some things people get some things off their chest. But what I just don't like is sometimes when it's I'd rather hear or see repetitive positivity than I would see or hear repetitive negativity. Because it's like, how many times can you just beat a horse? How many times can you beat a horse? Because you start getting into that negativity, look, whoever's partaking in it, the blood pressure goes up, the vitals go up, the heart rate goes up, all over things or people who really aren't important to you. At least when you're trying to be positive, it may be repetitive, but hopefully your vital signs are good, okay? Hopefully your vital signs are good. Hopefully your vital signs remain stable, okay? That's what positivity should do. So, you guys, remember, always stretch before and after your workout, okay? Before and after. And if necessary, in the middle, right there in the middle, or wherever you have to. Sometimes your joints and your muscles, that lactic acid starts to build up in your muscles. Your joints will start to stiffen even if you're exercising. So just take a minute within the workout to stretch again, okay? Stretch again, and that should help that. So we like giving little minor nuggets over here, minor nuggets that you can go and research for yourselves. Make sure you use a reputable source, okay? The .orgs, the .edus for education, the .govs. Now I know how some of y'all feel about the .gov, okay? But when it comes to things like that, hopefully you're able to find a trustworthy source, in .gov, okay? Check the CDC. That's the .gov. Check, and there are a lot of regular websites that do give really, really good quality information as well. Just make sure that you check the source, okay? When you're on this World Wide Web, just make sure that you check the source. Make sure that you check the source. And whether you're working out to lose weight or to just remain fit or to get fit or for mental, emotional stability, it's all for your health. It's all for your health, okay? It's all for your health. Your health and fitness is your physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual wealth, okay? Your health and your fitness are your mental, emotional, physical, and spiritual wealth. They are. And thank you so much again, Stefan, for that super chat, that super sticker. Keep it up. Keep it up. With the grace of God, I plan to keep it up, bro. All we can do is pray. Each and every day. Take one day at a time. Like I said earlier when I talk about the R words, relate to the things that we can, okay? Replenish ourselves as much as we can and release those things that don't contribute to our health and well-being. And even when you're in a situation where something's going on and you can't really release it, what's the first thing you should be doing in the first place? Taking it to God. Taking it to God. That's what we got to do. A lot of times things are easier said than done. Believe me, a lot of times things are easier said than done. But that's what we have to do. We have to take it to Him and have faith. And a lot of times they say when you take it to Him, you leave it there. But what do? Because we are human, right? We are human. Sometimes we pick it back up, or we feel like, well, we laid it there, but we still got it, so we keep stressing about it. And it's only human. We're only human. So again, things are easier said than done, but try to do the best that you can. I love each and every one of you guys. Thank you for coming over here and joining me in lines prior for our daily Let's Walk and Talk. The phone is acting crazy again. I don't know what's going on with it. I stopped to see what's happening. But it's like when I walk, it's shaky or something. It's shaky or something. It's like an earthquake. It was a young man that kept coming in here, y'all, telling me to stomp the ground. And that's what it looks like. It looks like on my end, like I'm stumping the ground. I wonder where he is. Stefan, I don't know what it looks like to y'all, but at some point it looks like I was stumping the ground. It was just shaky. Shaky, shaky, shaky. So y'all, don't let people stress you out, right? Whatever you like to watch, whatever you like to do, that is you. Be you. Be you. Okay? Whatever you like to do, whatever you like to watch, just make time for your real life. And some people say YouTube is real life. But I'm talking about, when I say real life, I'm talking about the things that affect you mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually, every day. The things that you love. And most importantly, the people that you love. And love yourself. It's okay to be selfish sometimes, right? You got to be selfish sometimes. If you don't take care of you, how can you take care of the ones that you want to take care on a daily basis? Your children, your parents, your siblings when you need to. Yeah, some of us, we take care of our siblings and we rely on our siblings to take care of us sometimes, right? And for those who don't have siblings, your cousins, those cousins who are just like siblings. A lot of times, not only do we take care of people, sometimes we rely on people to take care of us. And we're not just talking about financially, right? We're talking about emotionally, spiritually, mentally, okay? So again, don't let people bother you. You got enough going on. You got enough things that you need to be fixated on that you can straighten out in your life, at work, right? Within your family, first and most of all, within your family, within you, within your family, at work, at church, in any organizations that you may be a part of, And I know some people don't vote, but I encourage each and every one of you, whoever you're voting for, to get out and vote. Okay? Get out and vote. I know a lot of times people feel like it doesn't matter, it doesn't count. Well, listen. There are a lot of times when voting did count, and it did matter. And we know that with the freedom that many of us have today, that our ancestors didn't have days and days and days and days and decades and centuries ago, right? So it does help to a degree. Does it help to the degree that you want it to? No, probably not. But sometimes it does. Sometimes it does. And sometimes it takes time. Sometimes it takes time. You might go tomorrow and vote, Stefan. Okay. I know you'll be glad. If you don't wait until, November 5th? If you don't wait, look, you will have gotten it over with. And you won't have to fight that crowd. Because there is no doubt that November 5th, there is going to be a crowd. There is going to be a crowd. I bet you there's going to be a crowd. So I see so many people. Honestly, they say millions of people have already voted. Like millions. It was a high number. It was up there in the high. I don't know if it was quite 10, but it was up there. It's up there. I know the last time, I think maybe roughly 14 million or so, or more, because the last winner won by 7 million votes. So yeah, people are really going to, I think, turn out, and that's a good thing. It's a good thing. That it's definitely a good thing. And I don't tell people who to vote for. But what I will say about some of the people who are complaining about things, we gave one person a chance. We are very familiar with that person. Is there a wall down there yet? Other than what was there before they started talking that crap? Is there a wall down there yet? So not telling you who to vote for, but just throwing out some things. Think of the pros and cons to both, right? So just as people want to criticize one who was in a position to do a little bit more than she should have, Definitely think about what the top dog didn't do when they had the top position. Okay? Think about how they handled things when the pandemic came along. All right? Some people show and prove. And sometimes when you've had an opportunity to show and prove and you didn't really prove anything, you'll get people who will find any excuse not to vote for a woman. You'll get people who will find any excuse not to vote for a woman of color, whether she's mixed with 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 different colors. You know, some people just can't do that. But one thing you cannot deny is a person's strength. Okay? A person's strength. That's just like someone saying that that no man can raise children by himself. That's been proven a false. Okay? So to say a woman can't run a country, that's also been proven false. Just not in this country yet. So do what you do. Vote for who you would like. Vote for who you think would be in your best interest. Okay? For you to vote for. But remember, we can't really focus on how wealthy they are, because they're all more wealthy than most of us, right? But there is one wealthy side who focused on the wealthy side when he had the opportunity. And if you think your poor little butt who's complaining about not having this, that, and the other right now is on his to-do list, you think about him getting you a better meal, better retirement plan, and all this stuff is on your average daily to-do list. It's on the average. You're fooling yourselves, okay? You're fooling yourselves. And quit being so judgmental. I don't care who the president is. A lot of times, we're just so judgmental. Let me tell you something. There are 3 branches of government. And the executive branch is just, he's one. The judicial and the legislative branch are there to try to keep them all in check, right? To keep each other in check. So I think a lot of times people forget that. They blame presidents for things that presidents don't even control. What Stefan said, I might go tomorrow. No, too busy at Diddy party. Okay, Stefan, too busy at the Diddy party. Too busy at the Diddy party. Too busy at the Diddy party. So just remember, a lot of the things, and it's so funny that I hear so many people complain. And it's like, I look at the 2 candidates and I be like, I know the folks for you gonna be for you. But whichever one of you get in there, you're gonna just have a lot to deal with. You're gonna have a lot to deal with, because so many people don't understand politics. They don't understand the executive. They don't understand the order of things. You still have people who don't understand that Congress controls the purse strings, you know, and the president can only control that to a degree, but Congress controls it most. They still don't understand that. Just the simple, that's something simple. They still don't understand that the legislative, they make the laws. Congress makes the laws. No, we can get some executive orders from time to time for some things, but they don't realize that even if you you can declare a day, a certain day, but if you want it to be declared a federal holiday, guess what? The president can't just say, oh, it's going to be Harris Day declared January 25th. Trump Day declared January 27th. That's an act of Congress. So I think sometimes people really need to learn what the jobs of each branch is. Because they be out here looking crazy and wild, just blaming the president for anything, any and everything. And I don't care which president it is. If you blaming him for something that he really does not handle or control, to those who know, you sound the lack of knowledge is very, very telling. It's very telling. Stephon said he'd be too busy at the tea party. Stephon, that is too funny. Because you know why it's funny? It's funny because it's sad at the same time, because you might be telling the truth. So you guys know what I wish you. I wish you peace, positivity, and prosperity. Because what? Without peace, there's chaos. Without positivity, there's negativity. And wherever chaos and negativity roam together, live together, you fail to prosper to your fullest potential. Now, before we get off here, let's take some deep breaths. In and out. In and out. Deep breath in and out. One more time. A deep breath in and out. You guys have a magnificent, marvelous rest of your Monday. Okay? To those of you who haven't eaten, have you a nice dinner. Okay? To those of you who have, get ready to get you some rest. Okay? And move for about 30 minutes to help that food digest. Move for about 30 minutes to help that food digest. Okay? Stefan says he was there in pictures and on the Epstein Island too. Yep. And look, it depends on who's on the pictures. They want you to turn your head. It depends on who's on the pictures. They want you to turn your head. Certain people, they want you to turn your head and close your eyes. Some people, they want you to turn all the way around and turn your back to it. You know, it's so funny how the accountability comes, and it's kind of like the grading system. Depending on who you are, you get a full A. And they're going to let you, you pass, even though you were there. Depending on who you are, you get a C. You might get a little bit of punishment. A D, you're going to get a good deal of punishment. And F, they throwing the book at you. They throwing the book at you. So thank you guys for joining me. I appreciate you. I think I'm going to probably walk for about another 3 minutes. So if you are still here, thank you for being here for those 3 minutes. I'm going to make another full lap. And I will see you guys, if it's the Lord's will, tomorrow. Okay? On the next Let's Walk and Talk and Live Pride. Y'all hear those motorcycles? Okay, we're going to do that again. We're going to walk for about another 3 minutes, make another full lap. Thank you guys for joining me. Thank you, Stefan. Thank you, Shawanda, for coming through. Thank you, Arisby. Thank you, was it Luke? I think it was Luke. And if I missed you, it was not intentional, so please forgive me. So thank you all for coming through and joining me and being here with me, especially you, Stefan. You have been here pretty much the whole live, and I appreciate you. I appreciate you. And again, thank you for that super sticker. Stefan says, enjoy your night. You too, bro. You too. And again, I'm glad that you came in, because now I feel much better knowing that you are okay. Hey, Show Nuff. Show Nuff says, hey, Launch Pride. Hello, everyone. Hey, Show Nuff. We about to finish up Show Nuff. We got probably like another 3 minutes or so. I'm going to go on here. Another 3. Well, I'm going to make another full lap. Another full lap. No Country One. You haven't watched... Look, Stefan, I've been watching them because so I can, start getting more positive stuff in my notifications. Show Enough says, I just watched the other one. You just watched my other live? Show Enough. If you mean my other live, thank you. I appreciate you. Stefan says, hey, Show Enough. Yes, y'all. So remember, just move. Find a good time to move, okay? First thing when you get up in the morning. Ladies, work on those legs, work on those arms. Every time you go to the restroom, do you 10 to 12 squats. And you'll get 3 sets done in no time. Okay? Okay? You will. Get you some light hand weights. Get you some light hand weights. If you're just starting out, start at about 5 to 8 pounds and tone up those arms. Okay, about 5 to 8 pounds and tone up those arms. When those arms look, let me tell you something, when those arms start to look good, when those legs start to look better, that's going to encourage you to keep going. That's going to encourage you to keep moving. It's going to encourage you to keep going. If you get those 5 to 8 pound hand weights, ladies, that's all it takes. Because we don't want to look like the Incredible Hulk, right? We just want to look nice. We just want to look nice. Stefan says, hey, sure enough. Yes, the one You started prior to this. Yeah, I don't know what happened. Sure enough, that happens sometimes. I don't know if it's the area or the 5G network or YouTube. But that live got stuck. It was like I was still talking, and that was okay. But my leg was just, it was doing the same thing over and over. It was just moving. You would have thought I was just walking in place or something. Stefan says Mike is still getting on my. He is. Sure enough, says hi, Stefan, and exactly. Mike, Stefan, did you watch today at the end of Arby's when he found out that's not his baby? They had somebody singing in the background. That was Mike. That was Mike singing in the background. That was crazy. I watched today. I took, you know what, Stefan? I did have to catch up on them. I probably watched an hour's worth because I had missed some, and I had missed some from like 5 days or so ago. So to kind of just catch up, because I'm kind of getting worn out with them because they're not getting to the real storyline, you know? Yes, finally, it came for Arby. But I don't think that one for Anthony is right either. So Arby knows he's not the dad. It came today. And the one, I think Shayla, the one that she shared with him, I think her mom did something with that. I don't put anything past her mother. I don't put it past her mother to know a friend that we don't know about until it comes out. I'm thinking that the guy that Mike was jealous of, I think he and Shayla messed around. I think they messed around. Yeah, I think she changed it. So Arby's is a no. He's not the father. Okay, sure enough. Thank you. I appreciate you. I'm gonna be on here for probably another 3 minutes, and then I'm done. So you know, y'all, we gotta use what we got. We use outside, right? Whatever we got outside, we use that, right? We use that. See? Move. Work your body. Make sure you don't hurt your body. You can use whatever you have. If you don't have weights, get you some canned goods. Okay, if you're just trying to tone, get you some canned goods. It's about the repetition when you're toning. It's not so much about the weight. Okay, you want small weights. You know, you want some resistance. But when you're wanting to tone up, it's just about adding a little bit of weight and repetition. A little bit of weight and repetition, okay? So get you some canned goods. They may be just a pound, but that's okay. They'll help you. They will help you, right? Until you go in there somewhere in Walmart and buy you some 5-pound weights. And then as you progress, get you some 8-pound weights. And then when you really want to kind of put a little bit of bulk to it, get you some 10-pound weights, 10 to 12-pound weights, okay? Again, ladies, we don't want to look like the Incredible Hulk, right? But we want to look nice, toned, and fit. We want to look nice, we want to look toned, and we want to look fit. And let me tell you, don't worry about your legs as far as like the cellulite. It is what it is. Do some of those natural remedies if you can. Sometimes they work. It just depends. It's all about genetics and your DNA, right? But even if you have cellulite, guess what? You can still get toned legs, right? You might have some cellulite, but it is what it is. It's just the natural progression, okay? Natural progression of life for some people, you know? And it's not just more seasoned women or elderly women. You got a lot of young women with cellulite. So guess what? Do something to just make it look a little bit better. Some of those rolls that you can use on your legs, but most importantly, tone them up. Tone them up. It won't remove the cellulite, but hey, it'll make those legs look better. All right? It'll make those legs look better. And don't worry about what somebody else has to say. Don't worry about what someone else thinks. Okay? Don't worry about, and men too. Men, same thing for you. Because a lot of times men struggle with some of their appearance, you know? And with what people feel and how people think about them. Don't worry about it. What matters is you looking good for you. Looking the way you want to look. Okay? You feeling good. So again, whether you're working out to lose weight or whether you're working out just to be fit, to increase your endurance, right? Your stamina, It's all for you. It's for you. The only thing that you need to be concerned about is making sure you don't hurt yourself. Making sure you're not in competition with anybody. Because you never know what someone else has been years ago. You may be trying to compete with somebody on an app, even with something as simple as exercising. And that person could have been a basketball player back in the day. They could have played high school, college basketball, for all you know. They could have played pro in Canada. They could have played pro in the United States. And you're sitting on here trying to compete with somebody you know nothing about. Don't worry about that. The only person you should be competing with is yourself, from the day before, the week before, the month before, and years before. And don't put yourself in too much competition to who you were before. Because remember, before you were probably 20 years old, right? Now you may be 38, 40 years old. And you may be able to do some of those things that you did then. But if you feel that you can't, you got to know how to do what? You got to know how to slow down. You got to, first of all, know how to accept that and make sure that you slow down. You modify what you're doing. And if you need to, stop and readjust, okay? Stop and readjust. So thank you, showing up, for coming in here, catching us right before I leave. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Stefan, I understand you having to take a break because the negativity, I'm telling you, the negativity will wear you down. Again, we're not hypocrites over here. We like the little drama. We like a little drama. But when it gets to be too much, sometimes you got to take a step back. And you do that by either putting the phone down or taking a break from social media platforms, or just watching different content. Watching different content, okay? Watching different content and watching something that's positive. Heck, if you watch something that's negative, watch something that's totally different than what you've been watching for the past 6 months, okay? Okay? Because sometimes it gets repetitive. It gets repetitive. And I know positive channels can be seen as boring. But let me tell you something. I'd rather be boring and keep my vital signs in check, the blood pressure down, the heart rate where it should be, than to be something negative. Because even when you're not in the drama, sometimes it just gets a little taxing. You know, it gets taxing because it becomes so repetitive. So not criticizing anybody, but just saying to you, if that's what's happening for you, take a break by putting the app down or going to another format, another app, or staying on YouTube or TikTok or wherever you are, Instagram, and just going to different places, going to other areas, other avenues, other content creators, right? A lot of times I might not like what's going on, but if it's a content creator I like, I tell y'all all the time, I'll go in there and say hi because I like them. No matter what they're a part of right now, if I like them, I go in and I say hi. And that's probably why a lot of them stay in my algorithm, because I do go in from time to time and say hi. But as far as what I watch, YouTube keeps up with all of it. You can change what they suggest to you by changing what you watch, you know? And if you're somewhere and someone's there that you don't get along with, what do I say all the time? A lot of us get into arguments with our family members, with our spouses, and we will walk around the house for a whole week and won't say a word. But when we get on this app, we act like we can't be in a chat with somebody and completely ignore them. If you can completely ignore your husband or your wife or your children or your parents or your siblings, then you should be able to completely ignore strangers, okay? So don't let it stress you out. So I'm going to tell y'all again, peace, positivity, and prosperity. Because without peace, there's chaos. And you don't want chaos within you or around you. Without positivity, there's negativity. Wherever chaos and negativity roam, you don't prosper to your fullest potential. Doesn't mean you can't be a part of the drama, but just know when enough is enough for you. Okay? Know when enough is enough for you. Know how to go to places and experience other types of content. Content that'll help you relax. Content that'll make you laugh. If you don't like laughter, heck, it's Halloween time. Go watch some drama. Like Stefan says, go watch those Nigerian movies, right? Go watch those Nigerian movies. And I got to hold myself accountable about that because I was going to watch some more Nigerian movies. And I didn't, okay? I was gonna watch some more Nigerian movies, and I didn't. The few that I did watch, I enjoyed them. But y'all, guess what? I couldn't even tell you the name of them. I enjoyed those movies so much, but I couldn't even tell you the name of them. So I gotta go get back into the Nigerian movies. Okay? So if you are working or if you're doing things throughout the day, by the time, you know, by 8, 9 o'clock, you just check in on some channels and then you try to get you some rest. You try to get you some rest. Thank you, Stefan. Thank you. So, y'all hear all these motorcycles? Oh my gosh. So I'm gonna get out of here, y'all. Thank you again. It's been over an hour. All right. I'll see you guys hopefully tomorrow on the next Let's Walk and Talk in Lions Pride. Bye, y'all.